call it being a diva. When you're good, it's not bragging. And elite wide receivers and the confidence they exude often permeates an entire team, and we're going to see a couple of examples of that in this one. Welcome to the home of the Clemson Tigers, Death Valley in Clemson, South Carolina. As we'll see a squad from the SEC, the Auburn Tigers, taking on a participant from the playoff last year, the Clemson Tigers. For EA Sports, I'm Reese Davis, Jesse Palmer, and David Pollack with me. Guys, can't wait to get this started. Clemson will kick off to get us underway. He'll bring it out. It's Potts. Makes a move. Got a little room. He's going to get loose. He'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Tigers. Well, maybe they thought if they kicked it into the end zone that he wouldn't dare bring it back. Instead, he just dared them to tackle him, and nobody could. What an explosive return.
And those guys got so much speed, they ain't scared. And you could tell, takes it out, good blocking, give him a little crease, and you could see the speed. You don't put slow guys back deep. You don't see Jesse Palmer returning kicks. No. You see the fast guys, and you see an open space, and boom, he's gone.
And he's coming out of the end zone. Stopped at the 17, and he's probably second-guessing that return. Gonna run it. It's Dinkins. And how about the work up front by that big defensive line?
You see all this movement in football now, all the stemming, the defensive line, they're sliding right before the snap, creating confusion for the offensive line. Then they're moving back and stunting. Really good job by the defense. Continue to move, continue to stunt, continue to get in the backfield and make this life hard on this running back.
And that's going to be incomplete, going for broke on second down, but third down's coming up. Now, guys, when you're talking about Clemson, boy, this just hasn't been their year. All of the aspirations starting the season in the top 5, but there's always someone that seems to bottom out against those big expectations.
No question, Reese, and what's so disappointing, especially looking at this team's offense, is they're just not making the plays. They've got the guys on paper that look like they could be All-Americans. They have guys that can change the course of games, and that's why coming into this season, they were given that top 5 ranking, but on the field, in games, they simply, for whatever reason, have not been able to get it done, and the lack of execution, to me, is a huge reason why they've fallen out of the top 25.
Yeah, they haven't handled the pressure. I mean, that's just the easiest way to say it.
Touchdown, Auburn! Special teams proving to be special. That return man saw daylight the instant the ball touched his hands, and he darted to it and took it to the house.
And, Reese, I think it's one of the hardest things to do in football, to catch the ball as all these guys are flying around you, and you got to take it, make them miss, try to find spaces and creases that aren't there. Great job making a huge play. Special teams and punt returns coming up big.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. They've gotten off to a sluggish start and need to put something together on this drive. Starts a drive trying to go up top. Pass is incomplete, and by this stage of his career, you'd think a junior quarterback might take a little better care of the football. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. Quick completion on the out. Ripping off a pretty good chunk of yardage. They've got it out to the 41 with a first down.
Nice job by the running back, catching the football and understanding where the first down marker was. I got to go get that first down. He did a nice job of it.
The offense lines up at the 41 with a 1st and 10. Takes the handoff. It's Dinkins. And I think they'll give him 2 on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Run game is good. Balance is good. Now listen, if the run game isn't good, then you got to pass the football a little bit more. But sometimes you got to keep them honest, take them chunk by chunk.
Leaves it with the back. Picks up the first down. Found enough room to get it into enemy territory. They're down at the 43-yard line.
There's a really nice play there. The thing I like about this guy, too, his versatility. He's not just good running the ball, but he can catch and he can block. And you think about all the greats they've had at the position in recent years. Versatility at the running back position, being an every down back. That's exactly what this guy embodies.
And a good, solid pickup before the defense cuts him down.
I like this idea by the offense, using the jet sweep, and you're trying to take a receiver with all of his speed and get him on the outside and get him in space. That puts so much stress on a defense. I'd expect to see this offense dial the play up more.
When they've got him looking run, now to pass. It's complete to the left. Looks as if Clemson will have the first down.
I like the running back there on the route and the patience he showed, really setting it up. He got to the defender, he was able to put his foot in the ground, get some separation, catch it, and turn upfield for the first.
From the 33, it's 1st and 10. Running it to the right. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
That's a really good stop by the defense. Jesse, they need a few more. You've given up a bunch of yards on this drive and a bunch of plays, but all that matters is keeping them off the scoreboard.
Yeah, it's that bend, don't break mentality you're seeing right now.
And the defense gets home and makes a play at the 37-yard line.
The defense just simply not fooled by the play action. Oftentimes as an offense, you're hoping the run fake's going to slow down those pass rushers, but man, oh man, they had their ears pinned back.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, doesn't need to take the check down. Here's a heat. And he feels the heat coming and it burns him up. Another sack.
How great is it if you're a defensive coordinator that you know I can put 6 DBs on the field in my dime package and I can still get home rushing 4. My guys up front are better than your guys, and we're going to go prove it. And they did just that.
He might want another play. On 4th down, trying to find his man. He's going to fire deep. And it's incomplete way downfield, and the defense rises to the occasion.
Great coverage on that 4th down play. Nice job blanketing the receiver out wide. The defense, you could tell, they knew they were going for it. They had a game plan. They get the big stop and turn it over to their offense.
All kinds of room to throw that one in there. Steps out at the 34-yard line. Big pickup on that one in this offense within striking distance.
Man, if I'm a defense, I got to find a way to get some more pressure on the quarterback or disrupt their timing and their rhythm. I can't give them these big chunk plays through the air. I got to be maybe a little bit more aggressive or do something a little bit different.
Can't find a man, and he'll be knocked down at the 40. If you plan to deal with the Tigers, you better be able to handle their defensive front. They have a whole legacy of this dating back to the fridge, William Perry.
Big old legacy, and it seems like every year they rotate so many guys that are so highly recruited, so good. Just great players. They're always big and strong and fast and physical, and they get after your quarterback.
2nd down, he'll throw it. Short throw to the sideline is complete, and he's out of bounds. He'll be short of the first down.
Really nice timing on that out route there. Good anticipation by the QB, getting it out on time. And how about the receiver securing the catch, tapping the toes before he went out of bounds?
Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. From the gun, they'll give it on the inside. Gets it past the marker. And he'll finish the run in the end zone. Touchdown, Auburn. How efficient have they been as they extend this lead here in Week 5? There's a reason they call this dude a big playmaker. Moments just like that one.
Big-time playmaker. Can make plays all over the field from all different spots. That's why you got to find ways to give him touches as much as possible because he'll make it happen.
He'll bring it out. They get him on the ground, and with that, we'll head to the second quarter. That's the end of the quarter, and Auburn has the lead. And they jumped out to that edge early. As we wrap up the first, let's take a quick look at our game stats. Now to see if they can answer this early blitz here in the second quarter. First play of the period, first down here. Quick handoff. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. Quarterback adjusting the pattern. Back to pass. The quick out. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few.
Bells and whistles have got to be going off in this quarterback's head now. It's 3rd and long, so you know you're expecting pressure. You got to know where your hot routes are. You got to be able to read the coverage and make sure you get this football out of your hands quickly to not take a sack or worse, turn the football over.
Unloads to the wideout. It's complete. Coming through that 3rd down conversion, and they'll mark it at the 43.
And this 4 vertical play is something that every offense in the country has in their playbook, but they don't all run it as good as this offense does. Really nice job making the play call, but when you've got athletes like this and a quarterback that can fit the football into small windows, good things generally happen. That is tremendous execution on that pass play.
Looking to throw on first down. Fired that thing out in a heartbeat, but it's incomplete.
At this point, trailing by a lot, the defense is expecting you to throw it. If you're going to throw over the middle of the field, the window's going to open and close quickly. You've got to have better timing to complete that throw. They just didn't have it there.
After the incompletion, they go back up top. Got a man. It's Dinkins. Didn't pick up a lot there. Moved it forward just a few. Well, he comes up with the reception, but not a lot of room to run after that.
Yeah, and I like the QB doing this. I mean, I'm going to find ways to get him the football and see if he can make a miss. And I'm going to bet most of the time that my guy is a little bit more athletic than that defensive guy. Defense won this battle, but I like trying to get this guy the ball in space.
When you're a playmaker like this guy is, your coaches are going to dial up plays intended for you, especially on 3rd down. That's what you saw in that last play. There was no question where the quarterback was going with that football. All week long, they decided on the biggest downs of this game, we're going to target our best player, and we're going to make sure that he gets looks. It doesn't matter what the coverage is, and you saw it right there on that.
And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver, and you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
Really nice job by the defense that time, getting a stop. They've been really good so far in this one, shutting this guy down, not letting him break out. You've got the lead. It's tight, though. And you know the opponent is going to keep trying to run it. So can you keep this up here in the second half on defense? That's the question.
He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete, and 4th down's coming.
And that's why you always want to be pursuing the football. QB scrambling, he rolls out to the right, but don't quit if you're on defense. Get somebody after the QB. They got to him, they hit him, and forced the incompletion.
Might be changing the route. On 4th down, they'll pass for it. Floating away. And they get to him and sack the quarterback, and they'll stop the drive on downs.
Well, that play never had a chance. On fourth down, they're trying to catch the defense off guard, throwing for it, but no protection. Quarterback didn't have an opportunity to step up and get rid of that football. Give the defense credit, man. Tremendous aggression there on fourth.
Intercepted deep in his own end. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
And some defensive backs just have a way of finding the football. He's starting to develop that. His third interception on the season just has a good feel for playing that spot in the back end.
Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. They really need to get points on this drive to sort of steady the ship. They get enough rush, and it pays off. The sack at the 20.
What a great play on defense there. Was virtually unblockable. He reminds me of Nick Fairley, probably the most dominant Auburn Tiger defender that I can remember. He was simply unblockable. You could single team him, double team him up front. He was playing D-tackle, and offenses just didn't have an answer for him. This guy right here, there's times where he flashes a little bit of that Nick Fairley ability.
Listen, nice completion, short game. Now you get to third down. Third down's more manageable. But guess what? If I don't get it on third down, I still got that fourth down in my pocket. Nowadays, analytics, we're going for it anyways.
Probably the toughest call on the play sheet. Third and long. Ball's at the 25. Whistle blows. We are at the 2-minute timeout. And man, oh man, could these guys use a score to cut into this lead. They come to the line facing third and long from the 25. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. It's picked off, and another empty drive. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
Well, how about that? I mean, they knew this defense was good defending the pass, but that had more to do with who's in the secondary, not necessarily who's up front. David, his best Pollock impersonation, picking that one off.
Yeah, baby, you don't get many opportunities to drop.
There he goes. Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a first down. The Tigers racing to the line in the hurry-up. To the ground, he's got it again. Got some room, headed to the goal line. Touchdown, Tigers. And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
You talk about going on the road and making a statement. 27-0. Hostile environment be dang. You talk about home field advantage? Well, it hasn't worked. They have come in and had answers and started this first half as good as you possibly can.
Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Guys, your game is a big one, but so is this battle right now inside the Big Ten. OHIO. Ohio State is up big right now in what's shaping up to be a blowout to remember. They're up by 28 over Maryland. We'll circle back to this Big Ten battle. If anything big happens, you should know about.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. They'll move the wide receiver. Wants to go up top on first down. The sure hands, it's Dinkins. And the defense had that one well covered, just a short game there. You know, sometimes even a short game like that can be used to set up something bigger later on.
No doubt, Reese, they can pump that and take a shot down the field. And don't worry, they're going to go back to that same...
Pulls it in down the middle. Oh, and the defense in chase mode, and they finally get him down at the 35. Finally, this offense starting to show a little juice. They've got a 1st and 10. Looking downfield on first down. Got his man. He goes out of bounds across the 25. Mark it at the 24. This defense, its head is spinning. And the Tigers will snap it on 1st and 10. The offense changing the play. Looking to throw on first down. Using his legs, keeping his eyes downfield. Finds his man. It's McAllister. He goes out of bounds right at the 10-yard line, and the offense can smell the touchdown from here.
Well, it wasn't a great start for this quarterback, but on this drive, he seems to be turning the corner. He just looks like he's playing in a different rhythm. He's seeing the field better. It's almost as if the game is starting to slow down for him. And I think on that last completion, it was a good example of that.
To the air on first down. Not able to hook up there, incomplete.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
Operating in the red zone here on second down. The give to the tailback. And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Clemson.
Let's just call it like it is. The first half has been ugly for this offense. Not a lot to cheer about until that play right there. They finally score. We've seen crazy things happen in college football. They're way down on the scoreboard right now, but anything can happen, and anything can change after you score like that.
Ready to try the point after. The extra point is good, but they're still down 28-7. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays, and it was punctuated by an 11-yard run for the score. So they got the touchdown, and as they kick off, really important for the defense to shut them down here. Fielded in the end zone. It's Potts. Knocked down right at the 25, and I guess he breaks even, bringing it out of the end zone. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Wants to throw on first down. Caught over the middle. It's Potts. They get him down at the 36. It will be a first down. The Tigers want to move quickly. Looking to throw on first down. Caught in the backfield. It's Potts. And he broke one tackle on the way to a solid pickup there. The offense calls a timeout to stop the clock.
And this offense, I think, will do a good job in this game divvying up the football and distributing it to different guys in the passing game. It won't just be receivers. It's not going to be tight ends. This running back, he's a weapon, too, after he catches it. You saw it right there.
Wants to throw. They'll have to be efficient against the clock. Grab near the marker. It's Potts. Quick timeout from the offense to save precious seconds.
Right. Second quarter, getting closer to the half. Offense is still having a lot of success stringing some first downs together. Defense is going to need to figure something out before they get to halftime.
Now they'll try to cash in this drive. 1st and 10 from the 50. Wants to go up top on first down. He's going to throw deep right side. Catch in stride inside the 15. He's there to make the stop, but not before he sets up this offense. 1st and goal from the 7. He wants to throw it. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers. Quick strike through the air for the score.
And this is blowout city. This offense has been up and down the field. We've seen explosive plays. They score again here right before halftime. I don't know, guys. I mean, can we do running clock in the second half?
And the extra point sails through, and they have a 35-7 lead. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. Kickoff unit getting some extra work as this lead has really grown. He'll start the return inside his 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. So let's see how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the first half. From the shotgun, the handoff to the back. Good, solid, determined run there. They'll mark him down at the 27. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update. Auburn ready to boot it deep to start the second half. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. Got blown out in the first half, and now just desperate to find anything to generate momentum here in the third quarter.
It just starts with one play, though. You just need one thing to go right for this offense to start to build that momentum, and then that becomes infectious for the defense, for special teams. Everything can change. It just takes one play.
It really can, and it's so strange, and you can't quantify it, and I don't know how to describe it as a coach or as a player, but you got to make something happen, and it's got to start on this drive.
And it'll be incomplete. This is some physical pass defense.
This offense hasn't been able to generate a lot of points in this one. Here in the third quarter, you're seeing the defense and how much pride they take on being physical. It's not just stopping the run. Guys in the back end flying to the football in the air, getting hits on guys, that time on the receiver, knocking it loose.
This is where you make the money on the drives. Ball at the 30, it's third and short. Wants to adjust the pattern. Shotgun snap on third down. Got a man. It's Dinkins. That's not quite going to be enough as they stop him 4 yards short of the marker.
Offense.
As an offense, that's just why you cannot get behind the sticks in these types of situations. Third in California is hard to complete and is hard to convert for anybody. And even though the running back is able to do something positive on that third down play, it's just too many yards to gain, and now they're forced to punt.
So the offense is going to go for it on fourth down. Back in motion, try to clear the picture. They're throwing for it on fourth down. Extending the play. Oh, it's picked off. Oh, that's not the way to start a drive. He was looking for room to return that, but he'll just hand it to the offense. They'll take over at the 18.
And once the QB left the pocket, it felt like he was locking in on his dude, his playmaker out wide. I think the defense knew it too. Nice job taking the big playmaker away, breaking on the football, and going making a big INT for this defense.
And now here comes that Auburn offense onto the field again. Got some room, entered to the goal line. And he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, Tigers.
And you see the option being such a pain in the behind of the best programs in college football. When you got quarterbacks that have those multiple options, they're making you play very disciplined, and the QB takes it himself, gets in for the score.
They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. Bunch formation for these receivers. First play of the drive, wants to throw. Got his man quickly. Turning it on! And they'll pick up the first down and mark it at the 47.
That's a huge throw for the offense, but they're down by a ton. They're going to need a lot more of that, and it's not going to be easy considering the defense knows they're probably going to be throwing the ball every play here in the second half moving forward.
Big play out of the gate to start this drive, and here they come again. Making side adjustments here. Looking downfield on first down. They get to him as he throws. Got him downfield. Big play for this offense as they get it to the 32.
I know the offense is down by a lot here in the second half. You just need one big play, though, to spark the offense, get the confidence going, and they may have found it right there in that completion. Good throw, good catch. Now we got to keep it going.
Looking to throw on first down. Moving, keeping the eyes downfield. And with not much doing downfield, he found his parents open in the stands and threw it to him.
Know the situation, know the game of football. When I start to get outside the pocket, I don't see anything there. I can throw the ball away. I don't have to take a sack, get a lost yardage play. I can just throw the ball out of bounds as long as it passes the line of scrimmage. We go on to the next down. No harm, no foul.
Misfired on first down, back to the air on second. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch.
Well, you can see the frustration on this guy's face. He's one of the best receivers in college football, and they knew coming into this game that he had to get touches, but you can't say enough about how good this defense has been defending him. They've always had an answer, whether it's single coverage, double coverage, man or zone. They have not let him go off, and that's a big reason why they're winning this game.
Oh, man, another incompletion. That's 3 in a row.
And the offense got themselves in a tough situation. 3rd and long, so hard to execute, especially when the field starts to shrink. But the good news is,